Ah, yes. Kirby Star Allies without eating. The only challenge that makes you antisocial. I've done this exact same challenge run on Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and I wanted to play through Star Allies for the first time in 4 years again, so I decided to do this run again. The rules are simple. I can't swallow any abilities, nor can I eat any food. So with that all out of the way, let's get started. As I expected, the first level of the game was very easy. I just had to dodge a shit ton of food at the end and hope my friends didn't give me any. I'm not going to use friends that much in the run because I don't know if they will pick up food and give it to me. And as you will see, they do come into a play and kind of ruin my run a bit later. Donut Dome proved to be more of a challenge though. It took me 3 tries to get through and I got hurt a lot, so I had to dodge a lot of food on my winning attempt. A strategy I didn't mention in the first level was the fact that I can just befriend an unfriended enemy to get their ability, so it makes abilities much easier to attain this run compared to my last one. Honey Hill took a whopping 4 tries due to Whip selling me 2 times and some food was in the bushes where I couldn't see them. That was very annoying. I then gathered some fire friends right before Wispy Woods and burned him to the ground. And I mean that literally because he caught fire mid-fight. DDD's castle is where things start to go south. In this one room, your friend is forced to eat a cake, so I might have to bend my rules a bit. I'll still limit friends as much as I can so they don't abuse the shit out of this rule, but any food eaten by friends, as long as they don't give it to Kirby and he receives any benefit, will not count towards the required food counter, because that's kind of bullshit. Just because it's a fucking CPU, I don't think it should count. But, which meant I had to do the entire level up to that room hitless, and as you can tell, that room is right before the boss fight, so that was a pain in the ass to do, but eventually I did it. And then, that wasn't even the end for me. King DDD's boss fight gave me a lot more trouble than in my 20-minute playthrough from last time, but oh my gosh, dude, this was annoying. This was mainly due to the fact that I had no ability most of the fight. I got it taken away from me at the very beginning, so I just kind of had to deal with it, until I finally was like, maybe I should just sacrifice one of my friends, because friends, well, I mean, like, not gonna be that useful. I mean, obviously they're gonna be nice for boss fights, but once I did that, I kinda shredded him, and after the fake outs credit scene, it's on to Planet Popstar. And Friendly Field is actually where the run ends. There's a required food when you jump in the stupid friend circle of all things. Not only that, but the rest of the stage is a pain in the ass to beat as well. There's so much food that spawns, and there's just so much enemies to annoy me. And then there's also the end main at the end, which means that if you're not counting my friends rule, there's technically 3 required foods so far. Jesus Christ, fuck off. Well, now it's just time to play through the rest of this game as a minimum foods run, and luckily Lucky Resort was just way more chill, and I just kinda chilled the entire time. I'm very thankful for this level's existence. Echo's Edge was also really easy, even if it took me 3 tries. I was scared by the friend bridge, because we know what happened with the friend circle, so I was grateful that it doesn't really affect the challenge run that much, and obviously, as later, the friend bridge will kinda be my best friend. My dumbass did not write a script for this lava stage. Sure. All I know is that there was no required foods in there, so does it really matter? No, nobody cares. But, yet again, the boss stage strikes again. No matter how long I waited, these oranges would not despawn, because the corridor was so tight, and the friend star's hitbox is actually fucking huge. So that adds another 2 to the required food counter. Isn't that just so great? And that wasn't the end, because the Meta Knight fight gave me trouble due to his clones breaking my ankles. All my party was very low, and I barely won, so I guess I'm a lucky Luke. But now let's invade a fortress. Geout Roast had a shocking realization for me. Hood will still spawn like crazy even with a hitless run, up until the boss at the end. They were still scary due to the normal enemies. They, of course, once you kill normal enemies, they spawn food. But once they were just kind of dying, I was kind of fine. I'm just happy I didn't break friends, and obviously ESP is absolutely fucking busted. And that was clearly evident in Eastern Wall as well. ESP allows me to take the game slow and just take out everything for the distance. Unfortunately, the stupid beetle took it, so I was very scared for the rest of the level. Luckily, the front of it was bridged, so no concern to the stage. The next stage as well, even though it was a boss stage, it wasn't too eventful, because I just got ESP back, and it was the perfect counter to Francisca, even when I entered the fight at very low HP. Western Outer World was ridiculously quick. I just had to get extremely lucky with my CPU not eating some cake in the stupid duo room, which are nightmares if you couldn't tell already from DDD's castle. Inner Spectrum, I forgot what it was called. It was really easy just because it was a boss stage, which means one stage of normal gameplay, preparation room, and then boss. And Flame Birds in this case was piss easy. Unfortunately, Heavenly Hell was literal hell, because of course it's another boss stage, but then Zap Lady decides to blow up her own fortress, which means we gotta escape, and of course we gotta use the stupid friend things! Hooray! I had to reset so many times in the friend star section, and there's another required food in the friend circle collection, because why not? Unless I just simply suck and can't get over the scares, but I see absolutely no way to get over them. Like I mentioned in the intro, some of these required foods could just be a skill issue on my end, but I still think most of them are legit. But finally, I beat the damn stage, and we're on to the final world already. Planet Earthfall had peak music and was so chill, and it also had this moment of me trying to get this key over this damn carrot, which took far too long, by the way. The moon was a bit harder, and I barely beat Wispy whatever the fuck, but it doesn't really affect the challenge. Planet Mistine was another chill one, even if the current section scared me, because in the last run, they gave me a couple required foods, but it only took one reset for me to beat the stage. Unfortunately, Goldon and Silvox were pain in the ass. I couldn't use friends, so I just had to ESP my way to victory. Actually, I was joking, I did it with 48% HP on my first try. Too easy, man! Who needs the power of friendship when you have ESP instead? Planet Cavendria, I think that's how you pronounce it, had me doing insane food dodges, but luckily I did them first try and then spent 10 minutes on a worthless puzzle. I think that's just a ballpark guess, but who knows how long I spent on this stupid ass puzzle. Unfortunately, the moon stage is on a fucking friend star, because of course it is. So it has to shove 6 entire required foods on your face. They don't even stop with the invincible candy at the very start of it. They have to shove 5 extra in these random quarters, because why not? Fuck off. And all that just for the easiest boss of all time. What's the fucking point of this, dude? Planet Frostica was really fucking easy, no worries at all. Even though Francisco was the first boss to actually kill me, I figured out the cheese strat to kill her easily, which is just, go behind. Planet Tower Gia was another simple and easy fun time, and it only took one attempt. It reminded me of Egg Engines from the last run. Oh no, the moon has my biggest this goddamn cloud. Obviously nobody knows this, but this cloud has caused me a lot of childhood trauma. Oh wait, both fights were kinda easy. That's a real shocker. Oh wait, that's kinda funny because they use lightning. I'm a comedian. Unfortunately, Star Lava Dome was literal hell. I mean, it's about damn time. I kept getting hit, and there were so many enemies, and so a lot of food spawned, and led to at least 8 resets. That's just a ballpark guess, because I literally lost count. Part of it could be because I was getting so frustrated in the damn game, but I eventually had the Holy Run happen, which led to me to the end of the level. And fun fact, my first attempt ended on the last part of the level, so that was a painful realization once I finally beat it. At least I have some content now. Flame Birds on the Moon was a sigh of relief, even if I almost died, so yay. And now, of course, the final regular level of the game has to have more required foods! Yippee! This video has just been turned into the biggest antisocial ad of all time, because most of, if not all of these required foods are from friend circles or stars. I also had to reset at the very end of attempt 1, because I hit a button which led directly to a pancake, so that sucked balls doing the entire level all over again. Anyways, now it's just a matter of beating the final bosses. Zap Lady was kinda easy, and Highness's first phase was too, but his second phase gave me a run for my money, and I barely clutched the win, so now time to fight Void Termina. And of course, it has to give me trouble. Specifically in the first heart phase is a bit of a roadblock. I can't despawn my friends, so they were just picking up food and giving it to me, which doesn't not apply to my amended rules from TTYD's castle clearly. Even if everyone's at full HP, the boss also spawns food, which actually sucks, so there's actually no guarantee in how much food you'll pick up during this phase, and it's pretty much impossible to dodge any since your friends will get hit and heal themselves. So unless you beat this phase literally hitless and do it in like 5 seconds somehow, you will most likely heal with your friends. I'm not going through that nightmare of doing this entire phase hitless so that my friends don't kiss Kirby and give me fucking heals, but if you want to, go have it. Knock yourself out. I'm not even joking, I didn't even know it was food that was healing me. I thought the droplets from the sky were healing me, but I think I'm just autistic or something. But the rest of the fight, as expected, wasn't that hard. While I was very low for the final heart and star phases, I managed to barely beat the boss. The only downside was now developing a severe carpal tunnel due to the final mashing phase, which is the sole reason why I'm not doing this fight again. My right arm hoped for 2 hours after the fight. I'm not going through that pain again, I'm sorry. So, can you beat Kirby at Star Allies without eating? Hell no! While this took a lot less time than my return to Dreamland run, it got exchanged for so much more required foods. The final counter adds up to 12 according to my rule set, but it's 14 or greater if you count foods that friends pick up. Overall, I enjoyed this run a lot more than the last one, and I just loved spamming the shit out of ESP. And also AFKing at the very end of every level, because you will eat food if you get a good jump. Oh wait, I probably should have mentioned that in the video. Whatever. I would love to see if anyone could get below 13 required foods and not eat at all in the Void Terminal fight, but that would be an absolute nightmare. Kudos to whoever's like willing to do that shit. Anyways, that's the end. Thanks for watching. Peace.